We didn't get to sink the teeth into Stanionis too much.
Yeah.
I think the most mature.
Hey, what's that? Cook. Just don't cook too long.
Yeah, I won't.
Who said that? Who said that? Somebody said that.
I added that, but you be like,
go
to cook. Go to
wrap
cook.
it up.
I tell you that.
Yeah.
You tell him that all the time. Go. Go to cook.
So he promised Mayweather Gatti, right? He promised he would do Mayweather Gatti to Stanionis, and I said he delivered on his promise, and that made people go, he's not Floyd Mayweather, and he got hit a lot more than Floyd Mayweather did against Arturo Gatti. Okay, I understand that. Jaron Ennis is not Floyd Mayweather, but he is a very special talent. We all know that. And it was definitely a wink and an homage to what Floyd did to Gatti 20 years ago. It was 20 years ago. And almost 20, almost to the day. I mean, 2 months off. But anyways, Ennis was 33-0 heading into this fight. So was Floyd Mayweather heading into that Arturo Gatti fight. Floyd was 28. Ennis is 27. They both dominated for 6 rounds, and Ennis and Stanionis and Gatti weren't able to make it out of the corner for the 7th round. I mean, damn, how many similarities do you need? They're basically the same age, the same record with the same result in the same round and the same venue 20 years later. It deserves to be a wink and a nod to what Floyd did to Gatti, and he manifested that. I thought the most mature thing about Ennis in this fight was the jab. And Shawn was talking about how Stanionis couldn't get... Actually, anytime Stanionis threw the jab, he almost landed. He basically landed it almost every time he threw it. And he was knocking Boots' head up every time he landed. That's a problem for Boots, is he has a good chin, but it doesn't matter if you have a good chin if it's exposed the way it is with him.
Yeah, I worry about that versus like a Charlo.
Just against real top killers, it's going to be a problem. But he's like streaky shooters in basketball. He's streaky on defense. He'll catch a rhythm and start making you miss clean for 2, 3, 4 sequences at a time. But you'll find him because he is what he is. He is what he is. He's, like Aaron and you guys were saying that, yeah, he gets hit, but he's going to hit you a lot more than he does. HBO said about Lennox Lewis back in the day, he has chinks in his armor, but look at all that armor. It's not going to be, and that's Boots.
Yeah.
But anyways, that jab was so mature of him because he's not throwing and landing the kind of shotgun jab Stanionis is. So it's not knocking the head up. It's not giving him that gratification. And a lot of fighters will give up on the jab if they're not getting that immediate gratification. If it's not knocking, they'll go, okay, forget it. I'm going to go to other things.
Sure.
And if he would have done that, that would have made the fight a lot easier on Stanionis.
Yeah.
To come through and put pressure on. So he doubled it, he tripled it. It didn't matter if he was southpaw, it didn't matter if he was orthodox. He stabbed at the body, took something off of it, and that just made the fight so much easier for him. And that's a big notice. That's something he definitely needs to keep note of going forward because, yeah, you can do all these great counter punches and all this great. Sometimes just use the jab.
Yeah.
Just make the fight easier on yourself by using the jab, and everything. All that other stuff will come easy. You won't have to force it or look for it.
And I just think it's crazy how much I think of Terrence, and that's kind of that maturity separation. Is just Terrence is like, I'm good with what's been given to me.
Right.
And he's been like that for a very long time, So yeah, but my bad, but yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah, Terrence will take what's there. And Boots is like, I'm gonna do this flashy uppercut,
And
right hook, pivot out combo. I
ain't mad at it.
No, it's fun to watch.
I know you already put him on a pound for pound list. I still think he's undisputed.
How you gonna put him on a pound for pound list?
I've seen it. I think he's undisputed away from being on the pound for pound list. That's my preference.
You said undisputed away?
Yeah.
Huh.
I need you to be undisputed because of
like
somebody on Sergio Moore. Somebody said, if you're gonna put him on, who you gonna take off? That's a great question.
There's Ken Shiro, Junso Nakatani, and Devin Haney are kind of the. I guess the most likely candidates would be Haney, Ken Shiro from Japan, and Nakatani.
Yeah.
That would take a real boxing nerd discussion from us to really, get it. Your eyes see a top 5 pound for pound talent. It's just about proving it, executing it, putting it together, getting the wins on the record. Talent-wise, I mean, look, I'll piss off a lot of hardcore boxing fans. He's more talented than Dimitri Bivol. He's nowhere near as decorated or as accomplished, not as fundamentally sound as Bivol, but talent, God gifts, very, very few can equal him.
It's funny when you watch boxing, no matter how talented you are, the fundamentals always decide who wins the fight sometimes. It's crazy. It's like the fundamentals, like the elites, the fundamentals.
It's like in this fight that wasn't the case. Like Stanionis is totally fundamental.
No, I'm talking about that's not elite. That's not an elite fighter.
Right.